One of which I would say is the worst car crash sequence I have ever seen in a film. I have enjoyed previous films starring Adam Driver where he has a lightsaber, and now I'm going to enjoy a film where he has a car, a nice car. He's driving it or designing it or both. So I don't know what's going on, but it's a Ferrari, and that's why they called the film Ferrari. There might be a movie called Chevrolet. I don't know anything about that movie because I'm going to go see Ferrari. So let's get going. Thank you for coming along, and let's go. I am about to go get a delicious cup of coffee, but before I do, I want to discuss the concept of subscribe and save. I assume you are familiar with subscribe and save and where you do that. It's good to subscribe because it's good to save, and I am one of those people where I subscribe and I set it to 6 months, and then when it sends me the email saying, do you want this delivery for real? And then I'm like, no, or then I change it. But I want to get that instant savings. But I am discovering a drawback. For instance, today I maxed out on that subscription savings, meaning I'm getting the full savings. But today, while I'm not even home, I am getting 24 rolls of paper towel delivered. I am getting a giant thing of detergent delivered. I am getting vitamins. I am getting sugar-free pancake syrup. I'm getting cat food. What is going to be waiting for me when I get home? I guess I'm going to show you what is waiting there. I'm subscribing. I'm saving. First, though, coffee, and then a movie about cars. Oh, we're a car. Whatever. Loud. You are so loud that you must be unaware of exactly what is going on in there. What in the world would have to go in to enable you to pierce my eardrums again? I am wondering this for your sake. And for mine. I am sure we both see trauma if we look behind. That's okay, ma'am. I know you just do what you do. Still, I hope that you can hear me as you force me to hear you. Look, how can you complain about somebody when they provide you so much material, when they inspire you to write, to examine human frailty, human accomplishments, that it has happened again? I am outside and I can still hear her. I can still hear her. Have I ever mentioned that I do not like Radiohead? I know that's a very random transition, but I just have never been able to get into Radiohead. I am open, though, to having my mind changed, just like it was changed about Lana Del Rey. I was not a fan of Lana. I got hooked. I understand the artistry. I understand the wizardry now. So maybe that can happen with Radiohead, but it's been a much longer time period for Radiohead. If it was going to happen, it probably would happen. But I'm going to head to the town of Pleasantville, where I am going to see a movie about a vehicle. Okay, Pleasantville, New York, once again. I have not mentioned that this film I'm going to see today is directed by Michael Mann, who I also am a fan of, and I also trust him as a director. So we've got Adam Driver, who I trust. We've got Michael Mann, who I trust, and I've heard Ferrari is like a good car. It's got to be great, right? By the way, it was really fun. Someone pulled into the parking lot while I was just strolling along and recording this, and I think they were annoyed that I didn't pay any attention to them. That's how it goes. We're creators. What is with this angle, you may ask? I don't feel right having complete strangers appearing in my videos. So when I am inside a movie theater and there are people randomly behind me, I feel bad. I wouldn't want to be in someone's random video, especially some wacko like me. JBFC. Can I call you JBFC? I feel like we're at that place in our relationship. I am about to watch Ferrari. Michael Mann, Adam Driver. Yeah, you're not going to let me down like that effing Bradley Cooper. I'm still mad about Maestro. It's been weeks. I'm pissed. I have just seen Ferrari, the acting by Adam Driver, the acting by Penelope Cruz. The race sequences are just phenomenal. Enjoyed Ferrari. Now, time to head home and let's see what Amazon delivered. I have a feeling I can't even get into my house.
Oh my God, I am so embarrassed. Look at all these boxes.
There is a lot that is great about Ferrari. Incredible acting from Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz. The race sequences are my favorite race sequences in any film after Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof, which isn't really race scenes, but they are chase scenes with cars that keep you excited, keep you involved, and that's what's going on in this film too. I don't know how accurate this portrayal is to the real Ferrari because, he seems like sort of a bad dude. I guess you have to be if you're starting a racing car company. He stresses throughout that he is making production cars to keep the racing division going, which is, I guess, maybe backwards, but that was where his passion is. And we see him throughout just dedicate every fiber of his being to racing Ferrari cars. A big part of the narrative is that Ferrari has a mistress who he is in love with and has been in love with and with for long enough where they have an almost 13-year-old son who Penelope Cruz, his actual wife, doesn't even know about until later in the film. All of this keeps you pretty involved in the drama, in addition to some crash sequences, one of which I would say is the worst car crash sequence I have ever seen in a film. I gasped loudly. It's worth the price of admission alone because it's stunning. There's a bunch of intrigue when Ferrari is basically going broke and has to negotiate with his own wife, who owns half the company, to keep it going. And there's some intrigue and underhanded sort of backstab deals going on that are really pretty fun to watch. If I have any criticism, it is with Michael Mann's direction. I am a huge fan of Michael Mann. I just feel like with streaming and films getting such short theatrical runs these days, unless you are huge, epic films like Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon, that there seems to be this, it's going to streaming anyway, sort of feel sometimes. That's my only misgiving about Ferrari. There is so much great going on in this movie that it's an absolute recommend.